Hey everyone, welcome back to another video of Confidence Capital. Now, I know it's been some time since our last video, but we have got plenty of content in the next couple of weeks on Lincoln-Douglas debate. Now, if you don't know what Lincoln-Douglas debate is, I highly recommend that you check out the post that we made last week that will tell you what you need to know. But with that, in today's video, we're going to be focusing on two things. The first is the research aspect of Lincoln-Douglas debate. The next is the actual case writing. So first, let's get to the research part. So for researching, first you need to know what the actual topic is. Now, Lincoln-Douglas debate, unlike other debate topics, lasts every 2 months, and though it can be found on the NSDA, the National Speech and Debate Association's online site, which is here and which you can find in the description below. Next, I would recommend that you watch the Hail State Debate videos on YouTube. So Hail State Debate, they put out these topic analysis once the topics are released that walk you through everything you need to know. Then I would recommend that you go through the Triumph Debate briefs. Now the Triumph Debate, the beauty of them is that they are free and they put out these topic briefs every topic in Lincoln-Douglas. Now they come on with the actual evidence for pro arguments, con arguments. They also have some expert debaters that will give you some background on the topic, some considerations to consider, and they'll also give you ideas for how to frame arguments and how to have rebuttal cards. Now, rebuttal cards is essentially just evidence against common arguments that can be ran on the neg or the av side. Then, once you do all that research, I would recommend that you shortlist 3 to 4 contentions per side, contentions being the arguments that you think would be the most effective. Okay, so now that you've done your research, you want to actually write your cases. Now, the first part of a case, regardless of whether you're the affirmative or the negative, is your framework. Now, the framework consists of 2 things, a value and a value criterion. A value is a moral standard that you want to appeal to in the round. So, for example, I've given the value of distributive justice, and there are plenty of different values that you can choose from, and I've linked a source, a couple of them in the description below, that will help you decide what kind of values you want based on the research you have done. Instead of just saying my value is this, you actually want to explain what that value is. And maybe you also want to explain why it's relevant in the context of this round in no more than a sentence. The next is the value criterion. The value criterion is what you use to measure that value and how your arguments flow or fit under that value. So a common one that I go with in most of my rounds is reducing structural violence. Now that's basically saying that you want to help the people that are least off in society, and again, you want to include some evidence with that. In the description below, I've linked a couple of sources that give you common value criterions that you can use. So once you have your framework, you want to move on to the contention level debate. So the way I like to phrase my contentions is I usually like to talk about a problem. Now you want to have a title for your contention, so here this topic is about the Electoral College. And as the affirmative, I was arguing against it. So I talk about the problem and then I give an example. That example is my warrant. And then I cite evidence from this author, and this was all cut or derived from the Triumph Debate, the brief that I was talking about. So I highlight some key facts that I want them to know. So the problem with the status quo, or that, the opposing side. And then I talk about the so what. Why does it matter? So the so what here is that it reduces turnout in these non-battleground states. So then I show why is that important and all of that, and I have all this evidence. Then I go into the solvency. The solvency is, okay, there's a problem with the opposing side, so how's my side going to fix it? So as the affirmative or the pro team in this round, I was talking about how a national popular vote would be the solution to electoral college. So then I cite the evidence, and then I kind of read through it, and that's the solvency. And then on the affirmative, you usually want to have anywhere from 3 to 4, depending on, how lengthy you go with your contentions. And if you're the negative, you only want to have maybe 2 or 3 at most, because on the negative, as the first speech, you also have to do what are called rebuttals, which are arguments against what your opponents have to say. So with that, we reach the end of the video. If you haven't already, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to our channel. And also, if you haven't already, be sure to follow our Instagram, where next week we'll be posting some tips on what is called flowing, which is taking notes in debate, and also how to do good in cross-examination, which is a period after each person's first speech where the other team gets to ask them questions. So till then, take care. Bye.